Hello, Barbara George. Hello, Heather. Good to see you. Hello, my friends. Starting a little bit early, but such a tough day. It's a tough day for the families of the victims of 9/11. It's a tough day for every American. It's a tough day for people around the world. Just so sad. So many memories. For me, it was like it was yesterday. Good to see you, Amber. Thanks for coming in. Hold on, guys. Let me just fix this. So sad. And I just had to do this like I do every year. You know, back, we could just reflect on this day. It's just a horrible day. But what I want to do today is I want to remember, I'll never forget. And as many live streams as I've done and Duty Ron has done, and many others, we always remember that each and every day. Even though we don't say it, we remember what exactly happened on that horrendous, horrific day. It's been 23 years since the worst attack in the United States history. All those people, 3,000 of them, were killed in the deadliest attack in United States history in Lower Manhattan and at the Pentagon and the field in Pennsylvania, as 4 planes were hijacked. And sadly, people are still dying to this day. So guys, if you would do, please hit the thumbs up and share this out if you'd like. I was a young guy. I was working for the city of New York, for NYCHA Housing Authority. And I was working uptown, and I'll tell you this really quick. It's really not about me. I just want to really share and remember all the victims, the first responders, the police, the firemen, the Port Authority police of New York and New Jersey, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Sanitation Department, the New York City Housing Authority. Every single city agency was moved and transported down there. Hello, Lori. Thank you for coming in. Cleo. Let's take a walk on this beautiful pond. I wanted to bring you here because there's a beautiful dedicated part of the park for the victims of 9/11, and I wanted to show it to you. So, a rough day for all of us. It was not just an American tragedy, it was a world tragedy. And why? Because people that were working in the World Trade Center were people from all over the world that worked there, that worked in New York in the financial district. And so the terrorists didn't discriminate. They even took down their own people to prove a point. But as a country, as a nation, we stood strong and resilient, and we stood strong and we pulled through. We pulled through. Hold on a second, guys. Let me fix this. 1 second. Stand by with me 1 second. Stand by. Oh, why this is happening to me lately. Ugh. Okay. Hello, Melly. Hello, Lexi. Hello, Alan the homie. Michelle, Pauline Buckles. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining this solid live stream that we're doing. Okay, let me show you something. Let me show you this, guys. Hold on. You see, even the service dogs are honored here. It says, dedicated to all who search and rescue of 9/11, trained to save, life to serve. Look at this little boy here. In memory of K9 Hansen, NYPD. This was a real dog. They even honored this poor little boy. They honored. Not only did we lose human beings, we lost pets. Hello, Karina, Beamer. Look at this. Yarnboff, Emily. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Heroes first. Respond first. NYPD, John F. Christopherson. FDNY EMS, Douglas Mulholland. NYPD Detective Jimmy Scafoni. Search and Rescue Joseph Parisi. NYPD Paul Johnson Sr. FDNY Paul Santoro. FDNY John Marr and FDNY Gerald McGibbon. This is dedicated to them. Thank you, Alan, for coming in. Let's go. Beautiful park. And these represent the Twin Towers. It's a small little waterfall here. These two blocks, which represent the Twin Towers, replicate. And we come across here. Let me show you this path that we're going to go on. What a beautiful park dedicated to all the victims of 9/11. As you can see, the American flag is half staff for all the victims. So beautiful.
Yeah. They did a great job.
Yeah. So here you have this other part of the memorial. People that live in this part of Long Island who died selflessly. Remember, these are all the people that died. Incorporated Village of Lindenhurst and remembers the committee has dedicated the garden in remembrance of those individuals of our community who lost and gave their lives on September 11, 2001. Lindenhurst will never be forgotten. Dedicated September 11, 2007. And then here, FDNY Joseph Angelini Jr. Joseph Angelini Sr. Look at this. Father and son worked in tandem, lost their lives. Oh my goodness. Hello, Robin. Susan Klein, Tara Mordebic, FDNY, Ladder 82, Jeffrey Kuja, Gary Lee, Catherine Lisa Ladojits, and Larry Nadell. May they rest in peace. Let's walk around this way. Really sad, Rich. Yes, very sad. Lou G, thank you. Dedicated to remembering those individuals from our community who lost and gave their lives on September 11, 2001. The Memorial Garden is a place of reflection, serenity, and prayer. Please show respect and reverence during your visit. So, and just walks around here. Yes, Jan Boff. At one point, I had to pull off the shoulder of the New Jersey Turnpike. I could see the plume of smoke rising from the side. I put my head down in the steering wheel and bawled like a bit. Yes, we all went through it. Pixelated? Okay, I'm gonna move. Okay, we're gonna move. We're gonna walk to another part. Tell me if it's getting better, guys. Tell me if it's a little bit better. We'll walk this way. So, you know, it's just all these years. You know, we think, you know, it was 3,000 victims in total, almost 3,000 victims in total, but it's a lot more than that, guys. And I will tell you wholeheartedly that not just the first responders that ran towards the, the burning buildings, trying to actually try to save people, but those people who did the cleanup and the people that live in the area who was breathing that toxic dust that, by the way, the New Jersey governor, well, she was the New Jersey governor, Christy Todd Whitman, said at that time she was the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. She deemed that it was safe to breathe. It was safe that the people who lived below Canal Street, all the way to the Battery Park, that it was safe. It was safe for the first responders. It was safe for the people that lived there. It was never safe because more and more people, more and more first responders, more and more regular lay people are developing cancers, they're developing illnesses from just being there in that area. And it's very sad to me, it's very upsetting that somebody of authority could turn around and say that it was completely healthy and it was okay for people to work down there with free will. You don't have to wear your mask. You could work down there. It's safe to work down there. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly. I'll just tell you about myself. So I was uptown when this happened. And as you know, and I've said it many times, friends and family that lost their lives in Cantor Fitzgerald, and also Duty Ron, our dear brother, who lost his cousin, Ralph. May he rest in peace. He was an electrician. He wasn't on the job that long. Very, very sad, guys. Very sad, especially when you're searching for your loved one and you have to go down there and you got to do your job and you got to work and try to help other people, which we all signed up for it. So if you're a police officer, a first responder, EMS, if you're a fire department, your job is to save people and rescue them and take care of them. You signed up for that. But all these other people who live down near the World Trade Center and live down in that area of lower Manhattan, tragically, and these are first responders too, are dying of cancer each and every day. And I'm so really ripped into this and sad. So many good people who the ultimate sacrifice, who gave up their lives to do their job, and those people who didn't sign up for it, who just live down there, who each and every day are coming up with some kind of World Trade Center illness. It's very, very heartbreaking, very sad. And we need to pray and we need to think about those people that did the ultimate sacrifice for us, who ran into the towers when we were running out of them, and the people that live down there. Very, very sad. Very, very extremely sad. So, and I'll just tell you, so many good things also has happened over a tragedy. And you talk about young mothers, you've heard the stories. Young mothers who their husbands were NYPD, FDNY, they were EMS, they were pregnant, they had children, their husband perished, they had a gift of love of a child. And those children today, many of them, many of them, do you know what they did? They joined and they signed up for the NYPD, for the FDNY. Some of them joined the military. And they did that in their father's name, in their mother's name. They did those things. And many of them live with the burden of losing a father when they were 1 or 2 or not even being born. The young people, but they never forget with the ultimate sacrifice of what their parent has done. And as long as I'm living and breathing, I will never, ever forget the tragedy of 9/11. I will never forget what people that hate America and what America stands for. I'll never forget those people. So sad how people could be so petty and want to call death upon other people who are just human beings. They're not political. They're just human, everyday living, everyday people. That's all they were. An atrocity. A complete atrocity. So when we say, when I hear people turn around and say, nah, defund the police. Get rid of them. We don't need them. Really? Have you looked at the history? There's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in everything and everything. We can't lump one culture or one industry or one set of beliefs to make everybody else's beliefs. Peace and prosperity is the only way to go in life. It's the only way. Peace in the world, that's what we're looking for. Peace in the world. Just everybody knows where we were on 9/11. Everybody. I don't care if you were 3 years old at the time. You knew exactly what happened. You knew where you were. And that's why it's very important that we never forget, that we always come together. And when you see, do a good deed, help somebody. Good things come to those who do good deeds. It's not about money, guys. We live on this planet, very short time we live. Very small part of. Have you noticed, watching the 9/11 this morning, early this morning here in New York, did you notice the one vice president, one president, 14 mayors, congressmen, this one, that one? Gee, where were you every single year? Where were you every single year when families of the first responders and families of the victims who were just lay people that was working in a hot dog stand and the building came down and there was no escape for them? What about their families? I have a problem with that. I read right through it. Hello, Mel. I read between the lines. I see it. Phony is phony, guys. We don't want to never take that path of being a phony. All about respect and understanding and love for everyone, regardless of race, religion. or whoever you are. We're all God's children, just remember. But there is good and there's evil. And good versus evil has always been on this planet. God loved us so much, he gave us free will to do as we want. So now you have radical Christians, you got radical Muslims, you got radical Jews, you got radical Buddhists, you got radical in every single organized religion on the planet. Good versus evil, always. But evil never wins. In the end, evil loses all the time. So, this is very important. I do this, and I will always live stream 9/11. I will always bring it to you guys, because I don't want you guys to forget. And if you are like me, in my upper 50s, if you're 60, 70, 80, 90, always speak about 9/11. Speak about it. Teach your children, your grandchildren. Let them understand what happened. And teach them also not to make those same mistakes, the mistakes of history, but to learn from history. Do that. All right, guys, I got to ask you, if my connection is good, put a 1 in the chat. If my audio is good, put a 1 in the chat. Please let me know. Let me know, guys. Put a 1 if it's good. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, to my brother Duty Ron, this goes out not just to my brother Duty Ron, but also Ed Wallace and all my other friends who are NYPD and FDNY who sacrificed their lives and continue to sacrifice their lives because of, could have been some type of illness, injury, whatever it may be. I thank you, Brother Ron. I thank you, Ed. I thank you so much. Yes, did I respond there? Absolutely. Was I there on standby to help, to do whatever I had to do? Yes. I was there for 1 week. 1 week was enough for me. Believe me, I'm no hero. I am not. That's why I don't talk about myself. There's a lot of things I could talk about what happened, but that's not important. What is important, let us pray for the victims and their families, even to this day and every day. In your prayers, always think of those people. Seriously, think about them. Every year during 9/11, they all meet with each other and they go through the same horror as it was in day one. The same horror. I just want you all that we should never forget. Never. And by the way, guys, I'm sorry I'm in portrait mode. I'm still a rookie YouTuber. For whatever reason, I set it up and it locked the wrong way, but it's okay. As long as I get my message across, that's all that matters. What a beautiful park, right, guys? Look at this beautiful park here in Long Island. You know, driving my wife to work, and I was listening on the radio, one of the networks, with the pauses of the bells when the planes hit. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Brother Alan. And every New Yorker, and let's not forget, we'll talk Flight 93. Those are heroes too. They were in a plane, their cockpit was taken over. They knew that that plane was going for the Capitol. But guess what? They stuck together. They knew that they weren't going to survive it. They knew in their hearts. They knew. But they did everything possible that it wouldn't hit the Capitol, which that stands in America for freedom. They want to protect it at all costs. And those are also heroes. They landed in Shankville, Pennsylvania. And if you go there today, there's a big state park there. I have never been, but I saw it online. It's incredible honor and memory of those people that perished to save their capital, which stands for freedom. It's so hard to believe sometimes that why you could be a country of peace. We try to bring peace. Peace is the ultimate goal, right? America, the ultimate democracy in America was always about trying to bring peace. Now, it also depends on your leaders, right? But most of the people who live in this country are loving, peaceful people in America. But anyway, let me say hello to everybody. Lexi, Melly, Dormery, Erica Olson, Mel. Thank you, Amber. Nabul. Alan the homie, Little Patty, Luigi, Tracy. All my friends that came in. Thank you. Karen Cole, of course. Beamer, Lexi, Vicky O'Quinn. And whoever I missed, my apologies. I love you too, Yarn Buff. Love you too. Well, look at these are Canadian geese over here. Duty Ron, God bless you, brother. I love you, man. I will always have your back. Always. Thank you for your service, of course, over and over. I try to explain it as best as I could. You know, they say, well, I read, thank you, Yarn Buff, 45,000 people are suffering with 9/11 illness up until today. This is what I read today. 45,000 people. Remember this. Just under 3,000 people perished. You got to tack on and add on all the people who died of that C word, which I don't want to use because I hate it. My father passed away from it. Decimating. Total decimating. This one, I just love this canine. What a beautiful canine. Even the dog, we honor the dog. Look at this. And I'll say it again, in memory of Canine Hansen. He was part of the NYPD. He was this dog. Look at this. Wow. The replica of Hansen. Gives you the feel of a Japan. It's very peaceful, guys, here. It's a great place to say a prayer, to think good thoughts, and to think about all those people, including Hanson, the canine who sacrificed his life too, and all the victims. What a beautiful park here. I just love this Japanese style garden that they did for 9/11 tribute. Beautiful, really beautiful. So let's walk this way, guys, a little bit. So I want to thank all of you, all my friends from around the world, here in the United States. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for listening for the truth. We have an incredible, loving community here. Not just my channel, but of course Duty Ron's, absolutely. And where we all stand united together, which we all want the same thing. Peace and love for all. That's it. There's no other words. You're welcome, Mel. You're welcome, guys. Just love this park here. I mean, all these geese, Canadian geese, ducks they have. It's a great place to just unwind, breathe in the fresh air, and relax. So, I will, like I said, I will always educate and honor those who ultimately sacrificed their own lives to bring us peace in the world. That even goes for our military. I love this ballpark here, guys. Look how big. Thank you, Melly. Thank you for the super love. Thank you. Look at that park. Beautiful park. Baseball field. Do you hear that, guys? That's the, there's parrots in the park. Parrots. We got tennis courts here. Look, tennis courts. So, remember, just because there was a tragedy 23 years ago, doesn't matter. There's still tragedies today. They keep going. That's why we can never forget. Never. It wasn't a one-time thing. Continuous, sadly. Yeah, I could listen to the birds. Beautiful birds, guys. Let's walk this way. Oh, look at that. This is another beautiful field here, baseball field. Wow. You know, and it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but I remember the day, the early morning, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving to work. The skies were crystal clear, not a cloud in the sky. The weather felt like it is today, 75, 80 degrees. Beautiful weather. An hour later, tragedy. So, Pauline, thank you, Pauline. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all your support and your love and respect. Guys, you mean a lot to me. All of you. Such a well-groomed field. I had 33-mile commute from Cranberry, New Jersey to Ocean Gate, New Jersey. The whole route. The sidewalks were lined with people holding candles. Oh, wow. Jan Buff. Yeah. And tonight, which I'm not going to be there, but in Brooklyn, New York, my old stomping grounds, on Veterans Memorial Pier, they do a candlelight vigil, they do. Beautiful candlelight vigil, facing, you could see the lights. You could see the beautiful lights from the former World Trade Center. They shoot up miles into the sky. If, too bad I wasn't there, guys. I would have live streamed that for you. But I'm sure there will be somebody out there either doing it live or you can watch it, maybe snippets on one of the networks. But I always did it. I used to do it on Periscope. I used to do it all the time. We love you too, Moonlight View. Absolutely, Brother Ron. Look at all the love, Ron. Look at all the love they're giving all of us. Look at the love. It's like one giant hug. One giant hug for everybody. One big hug. Isn't that something? Thank you, Melly. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, and Ron could tell you, you could go to his replays. If you go to Duty Ron's playlist, I don't know if it's his members only or he's done many 9/11 discussions. It's hard to do these guys. It's hard to do them every year after year. You know, it's really difficult, but he'll tell you how, you know, his children, they were young, they were babies, you know, crying, where's daddy? You know, listen, my son was he was young. He was in, like, I don't know if it was kindergarten. Ron, maybe his son was in kindergarten. They're the same age, or first grade. I forgot what it was. But it was like, you know, the kids, they get frightened. They were frightened, the children. And now they're grown adults today. 23 years later. Yep. Oh, Shari D, thank you. Heidi Cakes, Lou G, thanks. Thank you. You know, guys, when you come onto my lives, most of the time, right? I mean, I do silly things. I go crabbing or, you know, I walk around. I try to educate. I try to, you know, be like the big brother I try to be. The big brother for everybody. To try to inspire you. To try to influence you, inspire you, to bring some joy to your lives and happiness. These are one of the times that is not joyful, but it's an education. Nobody's perfect. None of us is perfect. But we tried our best, right? When we stick together as a community, what do we have? We have each other. That's what we have. We have each other to be part of each other. And I'll tell you this, I'll probably live stream until I'm 90, if God willing, and I'm 90 years old. If I'm there, I'll probably do a live stream. Why? Because you guys, I want to enjoy life with everyone. I want to share it with all of you. The good things in life, not the bad things. Oh, thank you, Amber. Thank you. Oh, look at this. They got ducks in here and Canadian geese. Sister Caroline Clark, God bless you, sister. And, Duty Ron, I forgot about Joshua too. Yes, Joshua also shares a birthday too. Same time, same day. different year. A good friend of ours worked in the World Trade Center. Luckily, wasn't there that day. She lost 50. Oh, video inquiries. You know, my first cousin, you know, there's a lot of stories like that. My first cousin will probably watch this live stream, you know, after she comes home from work. She could tell you she was coming out of the subway platform and the first building hit. That was Cantor Fitzgerald, and she lost every friend, every supervisor she had. Everyone was gone that was in that building. She was late for work by minutes, by minutes. Some people go through things like survivor's guilt. But there's a lot of stories like that. There's a lot of stories where, and these are not conspiracy theories, these are stories, real stories. People that were late to work. The train didn't come in. Yes, Duty Ron. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about, survivor's guilt. That's a hard thing to swallow, right? That's a hard thing to swallow. When, gee, I was late 5 minutes. The train, the bus was late and I was supposed to be there and it didn't happen. I would love my cousin maybe next year would come do a live stream with me and for her to explain the story to you guys. Moonlight View, love is the answer. God bless you. Thank you for the super love. Thank you. Love is the answer. There is no doubt about it. No question. So, I know that I did, Joey, and my friend's ex-wife left her glasses at home and went back home to get them, and that saved her life. She worked at World Trade Center. Wow, Yarn Buff. Wow. Yes. Yes, there's a lot of stories like this. By just seconds, minutes, little things. Wait a minute, you're on the bus. You have cramps in your stomach. Gee, I didn't use the facilities. I didn't use the bathroom. You know what? I'm going to get off. I don't care if I'm late. You go back home, you do your business, you jump on the next bus and you find out it's gone. Yeah. Yep, lots of stories like that. Oh, watch these. This guy's going to look at these Canadian geese walking through the street here. Look at this. Thank you. Yes, Sherry, thank you for the memberships, guys. Thank you for your support, love. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Time is valuable. Thank you for your support and love. Well, this one, he's staring me down. This guy. They have New York swagger, yes. Wow. I mean, you don't want to get too close to them because these geese are teaching us just take time and enjoy life. Video inquiries, 100%. Yep. 100%. Remember, never forget. That's right, Brother Ron. Never. We can never forget. No way can we forget. Look at this duck here. Wow. Yes, Mel, they're wild birds, 100%. You know, you always got to be careful because this is their territory. There's some kind of discharge here. Here's a nice shot right for you guys. I had a vivid dream a year to the day about 9/11, but the dream made no sense until the event actually happened 1 year later. I wrote down as much as I could remember of the dream. Wow, Jan Buff, yeah. Sometimes dreams are messages. They are. Guys, they're all making noises, these guys. Pauline, they are messages, dreams. You know, it's funny, I rarely, well, let me explain. We all dream. When we go into REM sleep, we do dream. Some people have the ability to remember their dreams, and some people don't remember their dreams, but we're always dreaming. The few times that I remember my dreams, they were plain out messages from my dad, my grandmother. That's the way our loved ones speak to us. In dreams, in prayer. That's what they do. They see things we don't see. Yep. Messages. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of you for hopping in on this dedicated live stream for the remembrance of 9/11. Now, 23 years ago when I saw the first plane hit, I thought I was watching a movie. It was too ugly to be real. I was in Arizona. I got home late from a graveyard shift. I was just dozing off of Michael, put the news on. I thought it was a movie we had on at first. It took a minute for my mind to wrap around it. Yeah, and I'll just say this. Yeah, when the first plane hit, I was completing a job. I was actually clearing a stoppage. I was clearing a stoppage. To be more specific, a toilet stoppage I was clearing for a tenant. And the tenant was screaming, sir, could you come to the TV? Come to the TV. And I saw it with my own eyes. And at first, I said, wait a minute. This looks like a movie like Independence Day. Oh, this is no movie. Then I thought, wait a minute. Maybe the pilot was intoxicated. It had to be. There's no way this could have happened. But we all know what really happened. Thank you, Cecile, Erica Olson, Tracy, Duty Ron, Brother Duty Ron. All the moderators love you. ATS News, Melly, Dormery, my sister. Number one moderator, Duty Ron, brother. Lou G. Everyone. So let's see where we're going to end, guys. I think I have an idea. Let's end over here. For everyone, the path of a hurricane, Francine. Yes, prayers for those people, Vicky. Let's pray for those people right in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a lot of storms brewing right now. They're brewing at this moment. Yeah. Hold on, let's, yeah, we'll do it right here. This is a perfect spot to end. God bless all of you. Peace and love for everybody out there. All my friends from around the world. And guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you love this type of community and you want to be a part of it, hit the notification bell. Make sure it's lit up for all notifications because I don't have a schedule. I don't know when I'm going to go live next. Hit the notification and thank you for your love and support. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon on the next one. God bless.